Hey everyone, Barry at CTech-review. Today is supposed to be the big announcement from Ford Motor Company that they're calling their next Model T moment. If you don't know the history in the Model T, that was basically what put Ford on the map of being able to be able to provide affordable transportation at a reasonable price. And it started basically mass production of vehicles is a big deal. So for Ford to use this term is a pretty big deal. So there's a lot of thoughts. What could it be? My logic is this is going to be something of one of two areas. It's either going to be a major revolutionary step. I'm thinking like some sort of EREV potentially, or very affordable vehicle that's going to put them on the map. That's what I think a lot of Americans would like right now is more affordable transportation, not $100,000 full-size SUVs and trucks. So this could be pretty excited. If we jump over to Ford.com, we can kind of see, so this is the reminder, our next Model T moment starts at 10:20 a.m. Eastern Standard, which is exactly right now. Let's see. So this is a pretty cool little clip. It just kind of shows some of the history. If you don't know about Ford Motor Corporation and kind of what, they did in the last 120 plus years, and really, it was all about making cars affordable, $650 starting out. This is a big deal. It's really what changed the industry for the world. And for Ford to using the Model T moment to bring this as this announcement, that's a big, big deal. And so I'm really curious to see what this will be. I'll put a link down below if you want to see this full reveal. I recorded the entire thing, 50 plus minutes, but the audio did not come out super great. So I'm only going to focus on some of the highlights of this. And I cut out, and I also talk about how the stock is being impacted. I'm watching it live as this is going on. Oh man, I'm going to call it. This is going to be like a Ford the slate coming out. Electric of some sort. As I mentioned, unfortunately, the audio was pretty shoddy, but Jim Farley came up and kind of talked for quite a while, as well as Doug Fields and a few others in the executive team for Ford Motor Company. Pretty funny to see the stock about 20 minutes ago. Someone made a big trade on Ford stock. Stock going back up again. Another big buy. So the slate would be the 27,500 base model. The stock's dropping now. Big sell off a little bit. Stock still selling off. I was really hoping we'd see the stock go up, but definitely shows you Wall Street not on board with this so far. You make it affordable, no one cares about politics. That last comment was about the governor of Kentucky, and he was just basically talking about, don't get to politics, blah, 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 blah. And I was making a comment, no one cares about politics, just make vehicles affordable. But this just talks about this new manufacturing process. This is Ford's Model T moment, and that's what they're talking about, a new way to manufacture. Oh, wow. Trying to do what Tesla does with the gigacasting. Looks like it hit a valley. We're seeing the stock climb back up. We'll see how high it goes today. And I'd really like to see this thing. Well, this looks like this is it from what I can tell. Let me see if there's anything new on here. See if Ford talks about this on there. I don't see anything on there. Okay, some thoughts. Ford is really putting a strong emphasis on this manufacturing capability and rethinking the whole idea of manufacturing vehicles, which the whole point of doing this is for making it quicker, faster, cheaper for all of us. $30,000 starting price will be interesting for a midsize, not a subcompact vehicle. That's an interesting point. So what I'm thinking they're going after is something like a Slate for a starting price, but in a bigger vehicle. So this could be interesting. Plus, they made it clear this thing's not just going to be some stripped down vehicle with drum brakes on all four corners and a very, very low cost. It sounds like they're trying to give you those premium options at the lower cost. So that's a good thing. But general thoughts on this? This is great. I'm glad Ford is innovating and moving things forward. I'll be curious to get your guys' thoughts. Are you excited to see a electric vehicle at a lower price? Does this turn the needle where you're like, you know what? I was never going to buy an EV, where you're kind of like, yeah, all right, I'm on board with doing it. I can tell you, I know a lot of people in the last few months that are starting to say, you know, I'd buy a Tesla. And what's driving it for them is price, because Teslas are leasing really well right now and they're discounted pretty well. And on top of that, I've been also seeing some of the others, I think it was like Nissan Leaf or some of the other not well-known electric vehicles leasing for $100, $200 a month. So I think there's a lot of people out there right now that, man, maybe they don't even really care if it's gas, electric, diesel, whatever. They just need affordable transportation. And that's great because that can help a lot of people. So I'll be curious, you guys leave your comments down below. What do you think about this? Thanks for watching.